When people think about serial killers, they usually focus on the numbers, how many victims, how brutal the crimes were. But the most disturbing facts about serial killers aren't always about violence. Sometimes it's the small details. Tonight, we're looking at 5 cases and the disturbing patterns uncovered. The Green River Killer. When detectives finally confronted Gary Ridgway, known as the Green River Killer, they weren't just shocked by the number of victims. They were disturbed by how ordinary he sounded. During questioning, he described returning to one of his victims the night after the murder. What made it worse? His 6-year-old son was asleep in the truck nearby. When investigators asked what he would have done if his son had woken up and seen him, he didn't hesitate. "I would have killed him." The Vampire of Sacramento. Richard Chase, later called the Vampire of Sacramento, lived inside a reality that didn't exist. He believed something chilling. If a door was unlocked, it meant he was invited in. Investigators said he would test door handles at random houses. If it was locked, he left. If it was open, he believed the universe had approved what came next. What makes this disturbing isn't just the violence, it's how thin the line was. A simple lock, standing between safety. Lock your doors. If you're still watching, you're already too deep. Subscribe and leave a thumbs up. The Toy Box Killer. Some killers act on impulse, others rehearse. David Parker Ray did something deeply unsettling. Before anything happened, he pressed play. Investigators later discovered he had recorded a message, a calm, structured, prepared introduction explaining what was going to happen. The existence of that recording disturbed even seasoned detectives, not because of what it described, but because it was planned, written, practiced. It wasn't chaos, it was performance, it was control. The Killer Clown. John Wayne Gacy, also known as the Killer Clown's first confirmed murder, reportedly started with what he later described as a misunderstanding. A teenage boy traveling through the area had been staying at his home. The next morning, the boy entered Gacy's room holding a kitchen knife, possibly after preparing breakfast. Gacy later claimed he believed he was in danger. What followed ended a life. But investigators believe the true turning point came afterward. In later statements, Gacy described realizing something about himself in that moment. Not fear, not panic, but a disturbing sense of power. That realization would become the beginning of a long and calculated pattern. And what makes this even heavier is what happened outside that house. The boy came from a loving family. He was simply traveling to visit relatives. When he didn't call, they assumed he was still on the road. He had always been independent. Months passed, then years. The moment his family understood something was wrong is when he didn't appear at his grandfather's funeral. That's when hope quietly turned into something else. Sometimes the most disturbing fact about serial killers isn't how they kill. It's how normal everything seems until it's too late. The Hillside Stranglers. Kenneth Bianchi, one of the men known as the Hillside Stranglers, didn't just deny responsibility. He tried to disappear inside his own mind. After his arrest, Bianchi claimed he had multiple personalities. He even adopted another name, Steve. During psychiatric evaluations, he would shift posture, change tone, alter his behavior. For a moment, it worked. Some experts believed he might be telling the truth, but something didn't add up. Eventually, doctors realized something chilling.
Bianchi only transformed when he thought it would benefit him. The second personality appeared on cue and disappeared just as easily. It wasn't a fractured mind, it was performance. And that might be more disturbing than delusion, because it means he understood exactly what he was doing. The most disturbing fact about serial killers? It's not the violence. It's the moment they knew and chose not to turn back. That's all for today. Like and subscribe for videos like this.